Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Just came back today from one hell of an amazing concert. As you see here, flashing the Maiden shirt, I went to see the Legacy of the Beast tour in Copenhagen, and my god, that is probably the best time I ever got to see Maiden live. Amazing set list, amazing stage performance, and just all in all, great spirits and great fun. The band was great. So back today, having a nice time outside in the good weather, having some food, and enjoying some beer. And I'm going to be reviewing a beer for you guys today that's also quite metal themed, which is really cool. This, guys, is going to be the first beer I review on my channel from Odd Island Brewing Company in Sweden. So if you've never heard of Odd Island Brewing Company, it's actually a very cool little thing. So first of all, it's called Odd Island because it's in the Gothenburg area in a place called Särö, which, if you translate it to English, means Odd Island. And the cool thing is that this brewery started by Daniel and Peter, who was in Flames, bassist and drummer. And I have a huge history with In Flames. It was one of the all-time favorite bands in high school, and one of the bands that really got me into the heavier stuff, like the melodic death metal, which is one of my all-time favorite genres. So In Flames has a special place in my heart, especially from the period which Daniel and Peter were in Flames, because that period is where they made some of the best material in my mind. I'm not the biggest fan of the newer stuff they've been releasing as of late. Bands change style all the time and whatnot, but what they released back then, like Come Clarity and, what's it called, Clayman, and there's just so many great. I think actually one of my favorites is Come Clarity, Reroute Through the Remain, Soundtrack to Your Escape. There's just so many great In Flames albums from that time. So it's fun that these guys now started a brewery. One of them, I believe it's Daniel, is also part of, I think it's called 2112, which is a restaurant. And their whole thing is that they're saying we've tried a lot of beers during our journeys with the band, and now we're going to try and interpret what we've experienced as good beers. So they're wanting to brew some nice beers. And I actually already had this one that we're trying today, but blind. So it'll be fun to revisit. So this is the Odd Island Brewing Hazie Dizzie New England style IPA and 6.2%. And the guys at Odd Island were actually kind enough to send this over. So that's really awesome. So shout out to you guys, and shout out to Johan from Odd Island, who was the guy who hooked me up with this can. I really wanted to review some of Odd Island's beers because I've been such a huge In Flames fan over the years. But as I said, when I had this, it was blind. It was at the GBG IPA Fest. So it'll be fun to try this, not blind, and actually, having a full glass and whatnot. So this beer pours a very nice hazy golden yellow color. I mean, that looks like the epitome of a New England IPA. Actually, to be honest, can't remember what my thoughts were on it. I think this was one of the beers that I thought was really dank. Also, by the way, funny little reference, AC/DC, Hazie Dizzie. I think that's a reference. But it looks nice, very hazy light golden orange color in the glass, and it has quite a nice white head to it as well. Not that much, but when I poured it, it had a good amount. But let's check out the aroma on Hazie Dizzie. Yeah, it smells quite nice. Very lemon and lime forward. The thing is, I don't know the hops, and I looked up there on the website, and it just says New England IPA. But yeah, lemon and limey, definitely some grapefruit as well. Sweet citrus. I don't know the age of this can too, but the problem is I got this, I think was it before MBCC, and I've just been flooded with beers to review, so some of them have been sitting for a bit, which I'm sorry, that's my bad, but lots of IPAs to get through, and you want to get through them fast. But this smells quite nice. Because it does have a little bit of what I call Leafy Hop Character, which can be when they're a bit old, the IPAs. But other than that, like very lemon, lime forward, and citrus forward IPA with a little bit of dankness. But let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys, and thanks a ton to Odd Island for the beer. Really dank on the flavor, and definitely like a bitter bite to it. Oh, and the best part, no sign of tea leafy old hop flavors at all. I'm getting a bit of a more classic old school piney vibe, but that's about it. And grapefruit, pithy grapefruit, and definitely a big hop bite on the aftertaste. It's maybe not, it actually drinks like one of the hazy kind of West Coast IPAs, because it's got a good kick of bitterness, which is kind of nice, because many New England IPAs are super like overtly juicy. But this does have some snappy bitterness on the back end, like snappy bitter or grapefruity aftertaste. Not the thickest of mouthfeels for a New England IPA either. I'd say medium, but quite slick. And still quite silky, but not completely full on. Again, the flavors are citrus fruit oriented. I'm getting lemon, I'm getting lime, lots of grapefruit, a little bit of sweet citrus, and maybe some hints of pineapple, but for me it's mostly citrus fruit. And then the dankness, big West, it's like kind of almost a West Coast dankness as well, but more juicy. It's kind of fun little hybrid. Well, this is a nice New England IPA for sure. Not my favorite of the style by any means, but just a nice kind of West Coasty New England hybrid. Yeah, worth a shot for sure. And definitely check out, like, if you're a metalhead like me, you need to check out Odd Island Brewing. I mean, come on. And if you're into melodic death metal and In Flames. But very good stuff. I could use a bit more juiciness for my personal preference, because it's not like super juicy, but it has some good flavors going on as well. And if you enjoy the more West Coast stuff, you'll really like this. But I think I'm going to go straight 90 on this one. It's a very nice, straight middle of the road IPA. Nothing that's going to blow your mind, but just a very well-made beer. But with that West Coast tendency. So if you're looking for crazy juice, that's just not it. But very nice stuff, guys. If you had a chance to check out the Odd Island Brewing Hazie Dizzie, let me know what you thought of it. And thanks a ton to Odd Island for sending this one out. I actually also brought a coaster just because I thought that was really cool. Let's get it out of my pocket. I just forgot to fish it out. Look at that. Guitar pick. And we've got another of the beers on the back called Citrovin, which I guess is Citra and Nelson. It's a pale ale. But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought of this beer if you had a chance to try it. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I want to say cheers. And see you guys in another beer review.